Good afternoon, myself Kirti. So today we are going to see a very interesting topic in science. It is not a rocket science or it is not like a biotechnology, genetic engineering, nothing. But this is a very important part as well as this is somewhat easy that we won't be thinking twice while we are doing. So can you guess what it is? Yeah, it is the respiratory system. Okay, so taking the air for me. Just tell me what I just breathed in. Yeah, it is the oxygen. And now what I'm going to do is, yeah, I breathe that out. Can you just me what I just breathed out? Yeah, it is the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide just left my building. So what you just did was breathing, which is something you don't usually think twice while doing. And every organism need breathing to survive, right? So it is an autobilant process. But there are so much motorous processes that which we seeks besides. So let's take a journey and try to understand what all those things are belonging or what all such things deals with. And also let's find out the new answers for each and every processes. Okay, so let's start with this topic. First of all, I will ask you one thing, that is, tell me whether breathing and respiration both are same or different. Do you know if both are same or different? Yeah, it sounds like similar, but we can tell that both of them are different because breathing means what? Breathing means we are pulling out the air and it is oxygenating in our body and it is just pushing out. The waste product is pushing out. For example, I will tell you in detail that oxygen we are taking in. Yeah, now I'm taking the oxygen through my nose. Yeah, through my nose and through the mouth also we can respire. Okay, so I'm just taking the oxygen through my nose. It is entering into the body and what it is, some processes have taken place inside my body and they are giving out the waste gas, that is the carbon dioxide gas. And what I'm doing, I'm just breathing out. Okay, I just breathed out. Okay, so this is the process of breathing. Now, tell me how respiration is doing, please. That is respiration. As I told you, the pulled in gas, that is the oxygen, what it will do, it is just coming inside the body and this oxygen is utilized by each and every cells of the body. Okay, it is the oxygenating the blood. See, our blood, each blood cells require the oxygen to for their proper functioning, for their cellular respiration. It requires the oxygen. Right. So I'm taking in the oxygen and the blood is carrying this oxygen to all the body parts of my body or to the body parts. And this oxygenated blood, when reaches again to the lungs, the deoxygenated blood, which is taken from the body, it's taken again, it is coming out and I'm breathing out. Okay, so this is the process. I will just show you an interesting like I'm going to share my screen. I will just write here. So it will be much easier for you to understand. I'm sorry. Yeah. Breathing versus breathing versus respiration. Okay. So here we know that what oxygen is intake and carbon dioxide is given out. Yeah. So let me explain you one more thing. Each and every cells in our body having the mitochondria. We are having the mitochondria. So what does mitochondria will do? Yes, I'm writing it down. Mitochondria, while doing the mitochondria process, it chemical reaction actually. Okay, it is a chemical reaction in which each and every cells are taking out. The energy is taking out and it is giving the energy to each and every parts of our organs. Okay, let's just knock it down. Chemical reaction in which each and every cells of our body burns out the glucose, oxygen, what? Yeah, to produce the energy that requires for the body to run out, right? So this happens in each and every cellular organism, Okay, so that process is called as the cellular respiration. Okay, this not feels like a rocket science or nothing like it. It's just simple. Okay, this rocket science is very simple. That is the cellular respiration. So what I'm going to tell is about the cellular respiration. Okay. So, for example, I will just tell you that you have all seen the what I'm just telling that each and every organism they require the fire. Okay, so for that I will just give you one example. You all might be have seen the wire, right? So in all your view, there might be a wire. I'm not going to make any revolution or nothing. What I'm just going to tell is that, see, fire and combustion is similar to that of respiration. So you might be very eager how both of them are similar, right? For that, can I show you one example? Wait, I will just show you one example. Interesting example. See, I'm having for this experiment, I just need one candle and one glass container, as well as we need to lighten up this candle. Okay, now I'm going to lighten up. Just a minute, I need some time to lighten up. Okay. I'm going to lighten up. Okay. See, I have lightened up the candle. So now tell me, what is happening here? Yeah, the candle is having enough fuel to lighten this. Huh? Lighten this candle. Okay, the fuel is there. Almost the fuel is there. So doesn't that flame almost into the light? So for this, the flame is not at all working from the fuel. It is also working through the atmosphere. See, it is just working with this is reacting with the atoms of the atmosphere. What all gas that is present in the atmosphere, it is just working. Now, what I'm going to do is, see, I'm just going to cover this candle. What happened? I know you all know the answer well, right? Yeah, the candle just burned. Why? But the candle, I know, I think the candle is, just a second, let me just put it down. Yeah, I know that there is enough fuel in the candle to burn out. Then why also the candle just burnt out, died out? Because the atoms of the air is absent there. That is the oxygen. It does not have enough oxygen to burn. Okay, so we can understand from this experiment, we understand that it really needs, not only it really needs the fuel, but it also requires the oxygen to respire. You understand that? Yes. So this is the experiment which I'm going to, which I told you. Okay, I think you understand the process. Now let's see about the respiration in animals. So tell me, how the respiration is taking place in animals. Can I just write here? I will write in different types. Respiration in animals. Okay, so when we are talking about the animals, the first thing that we think about when we are talking about the respiratory system is our, yeah, lungs. But let me tell you one thing. There are so many animals in this universe are not using their lungs for their respiration. So do you know what they are actually using? Just think, just use your brain and think. For instance, I will just tell you that in the case of bacteria, are they are having the lungs like that? Like us? No, right? So how they are respiring? They are taking all the nutrients into their body and circulating inside there all over through the entirely they are doing it through their own body. Okay, now in the case of some other things that is they are doing in the case of simple diffusion. Okay, let's also take called as simple diffusion. But in this simple diffusion, what is happening actually? Yeah, oxygen oxygen diffuses into our body and carbon dioxide just diffused out. Okay, carbon dioxide just diffused out. Now, in the case of earthworms, what will happen in the case of earthworms? Just tell me what will happen in the case of earthworms. It is a worm, right? Yeah. Have you seen the earthworm? Have you seen the earthworm? Yeah, it is present in the inside the soil only. So in the case of earthworm, the oxygen will diffuses through the skin. Okay, oxygen will diffuses through the skin and in under the skin, and from there it is circulating in their body. And after that, what is happening? The carbon dioxide, as we all know that carbon dioxide, it diffuses out as a waste product through the skin. So the respiratory system, if the respiratory system want to function properly, what it requires? It requires a proper, that is larger surface area. It requires larger surface area. Oxygen diffuses out, sorry, diffuses in, and carbon dioxide and out. Okay, out of the body, right? So for the respiratory system to function properly, what they require? To work properly, they require, what they require? Yeah, they require large surface area, and also a moist condition. Moist respiratory system should be there. Okay, fine. So I think this is clear for you. Now let's explain in the case of next for example, let's take an example of arthropod. So tell me one example of arthropod. Do you know an example like insects? We can take, I'm just taking the other page, insects. Okay, arthropods. Insects. How the insects are taking place? That is, in the insect's body, there is a specialized structure is called as the spirals. This is a connected. See, this is a connected tissue. Connected. It is connected from one to one. Connected network fiber. Connected network fiber. That is, it is connected internally. Okay, it is very connected internally to form into trachea. Have you heard of the trachea? Yes. So it is the trachea, and this forms the respiratory system of the insect. So what happened? The oxygen enters into the spiracles and it is diffusing and it is just basically will wander the insect body and it will just diffuses, and from there it is going to the trachea, and from the trachea all those what waste products, that is the waste gas, carbon dioxide gas is taking out, it is expelled by these cells which comes out through the spiracles. Okay, this will come out just through the spiracles. So in the case of the amphibians, so this is in the case of arthropods. Now let's see in the case of amphibians. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Amphibians. Amphibians. What is happening? For the example, we can take frog. Frog, they are having very slimy, like slimy, or there is a slimy layer is there. You well, by seeing the frog itself, do you like frog? Yeah, as a biology student, you should like frog. Okay, so slimy area, there will be a slimy area which helps in the absorption, and carbon dioxide is gas, oxygen gas is taking in, breathing in, and what will happening? It is the carbon dioxide gas is moving out. But in the case of the amphibian, especially the frog, let me explain you one more thing. Just think that if we can respire both through our skin and both through our mouth. Basically, if you want to just think that if we want to respire through our mouth, we need a basic version of the lungs. Okay, so in the case of frogs, they are having both they can, if they are living in the water and if they are resting their heads up on the water, they can even respire through their mouth also, through their skin and also through their mouth they can respire. So just think that how interesting it is, right? How interesting it is. So in the case of frogs, they can respire through, yeah, they can respire through mouth and also through, yeah, skin. Fine, did you understand that? Now, next it is in the case of, uh, in the case of another terrestrial body, that is, yeah, fishes. Fishes, it is really very fantastic to deal with because it is completely, it is just none other in the terrestrial world is having the features like fishes because they are having the gills, right? They are like fish form, right? So the fishes, they are possessing the gills and they also resembles like the toothcombs. Okay, so what they are doing, they are dissolving the enough water from the sorry, from the water, they are taking enough oxygen and they are dissolving and the waste gas is also then respiring. Okay, so the fishes with the help of the gills, they are doing all those processes. Fine. So this is the topic of respiration in animals. Next, let's see about the respiration in human beings. Fine. That is respiration in the humans. Human beings. Fine. So respiration in human beings. How? The main organs for the respiration is our lungs. We all know that. And where is this lungs present? Is it in our stomach? Or is it here near to the heart? Yeah, it is present in the thoracic cavity. Sorry. Okay. Uh-huh. Thoracic cavity. So what is this thoracic cavity? Yeah, the region which is protecting our lungs. The thoracic region, the rib cage, and there is a dome-shaped structure. Fibrous tissue is also there, and it is known as the diaphragm. Okay, I think you might have seen the diaphragm and all. Right. So I'm going to stop this sharing, and I'm just starting another sharing. That is just a minute. That is, see, these are the, yeah. Okay, so this is to our lungs. One is the right lungs and the other one is the left lung. Okay, so this is the diaphragm. Here is the diaphragm present. I will show you. This is the diaphragm. And actually, here this is covered by our rib cage. Okay, like this. Here also rib cages are there. And here also there are some rib cages are there. Fine, understand. So these rib cages, they are protecting the lungs, our lungs. So it is like there are two lungs are there. One is the right lung and the other is the left lung. I will note it down here. Okay. Right lungs and left lungs. So in the right lungs, there are few lobes are there. Okay. So right lung, okay, right lungs, it is having three lobes are there. The first one is, this is what we do, right superior, right superior, then right middle, middle, and right inferior lobe. Lobe. Okay, and the left lung, it is just smaller in size and it can't contain all those, accommodate all those lobes, but also it is having some lobes. It is the left superior, superior lobe and left inferior lobe. Okay, left inferior lobe. So both the lungs are associated and they are externally. They are externally, but they are small. That is, see here, they are external. But here there are small structures are there. They are called as the bronchi. See here, I will just show that, mention that. This is the bronchi. Okay. Bronchi. And there is, so what this bronchi will do, they will unite and extend to the trachea. See here, this they are extending to the trachea. This long tube is the trachea. Okay, this is the trachea. Trachea. Okay, this is the trachea. Now, what this trachea they will do is they are having so many. Just a moment. Yeah, they are having so many C-shaped structure. So many like C-shaped structure is there. What this C-shaped structure will do is, it is the tracheal wall. Okay, this is called as the tracheal wall, and what it will do is, it will help the trachea to protect themselves from collapsing. Okay, it will protect the trachea from collapsing, and the trachea then further leads to the pharynx. This is the pharynx region. Okay, is the pharynx region. And the pharynx region, from there, what it will do, it will just associate it with the nostrils. So, how the respiratory system in the human beings will take place? That is, when we are breathing in, see, oxygen is entering through my nose, that is the nostrils which is present inside my nose will block all those dust particles. Then from the nostrils, it is here the nostrils. Okay, so from the nostrils through the pharynx, it is entering into the trachea. Trachea is having the C-shaped tracheal wall, which is helped from the protection from the wound. Yeah, it has to protect the trachea from collapsing, and from there it is traveling into the bronchi walls. Bronchi means so many small tissues are there, and from the bronchi, it is just making the lungs. Okay. So that is all for today's class. Yeah.